Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggling, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. All right, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Dazzle, and I am back for another tarot reading. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload and go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box. Everything is all there. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj and IMAX Gate. Did her stylist really steal her IMAX card? Was Cardi B telling the truth when she said your husband keeps you high so he can get that card and give his friends chains and stuff? And is Nicki Minaj really battling mental illness? And what the hell does Tasha K have to do with it? Why is she around? And why is she going after Raleigh? So let's get into it. First of all, before we start, everything I say here is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only until modern science comes up with a mathematical equation that the medical I haven't done it in a minute, y'all. Let me start over. Everything I say here is all alleged until modern science comes up with a mathematical equation that the metaphysical science is in fact a valid form of science, and all tools of divination are in fact valid tools of science. So until then, I'm just talking maths. All right, I'm talking maths and playing with Uno cards. All right, y'all don't know. So look, anywho, I'm gonna be using the Mystic Mondays tarot because it's Monday. So let's do it. So the first question is, and we just gonna get into it because I ain't got time to be having some dissertation for y'all. We just gonna ask these questions, right? So Nicki Minaj said that her stylist and others, I guess, have been stealing from her. Da, 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 da. They have been, stealing from her, tracking her, and things like that. And she made a police report. However, we have no signs of a police report ever being filed. So we're going to try to figure out if that actually happened, right? So let's get into it. Did her stylist, did the help really steal from Nicki Minaj? Is she telling the truth? Okay. Did that really happen? Is Nicki Minaj getting stole from her stylist and the help? 1, 2, 3. Like right under her nose. You got the King of Swords. There's gone. The Nine of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. Oh. This is something funny. And the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, what is Spirit trying to tell me? And there's a conflict. Okay, so this tells me that Nicki Minaj is on the defense and she's fighting a battle and she don't know who to trust. Okay, that's why I get from that when I see the Nine of Wands. It's like fighting, like, and you're standing guard because you're waiting for another onslaught of something, right? So this is her with the pink hair and everything. And she has her wand, it's fire energy, and she's a Sagittarius, right? Whatever. But she's sitting there with her wand in defense, ready to fight another battle. And she got her defenses up, she got her weapon in hand, and she's like just on go, right? So that's how she feels. And then between her is 2 different guys, right? There's a King of Swords upright, and there's a Knight of Wands upright. One is older than the other. But here's the thing. Check me out. They're all upright, right? So usually I would say if the King of Swords was in the reverse, I would say that he's a liar, he's a manipulator. And if you think about it, if we're thinking about thievery, what are people going to do to you? They're going to lie to you about it. They're going to manipulate you, all things like that, right? So, just to do their nefarious, diabolical deed of theft and thievery or whatever. But this person is upright. So this pretty much says that he would tell the truth and he would stand in the truth and he's fair and logical, right? And he's not somebody who make dumb decisions. He planned out decisions. He's not that type of person upright. So that's one problem. The other problem is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is not the King of Wands. He's a little younger, but he's full of passion and he's out there. He's ready to pretty much go after his desires, his passions, his creativity, and it's all about making those partnerships, making those, doing your business deals, going after your, your own business, whatever the case may be, those type of passions. Here's the issue. I think Nicki Minaj feels like somebody's stealing from her. I don't think somebody necessarily stole from her. And I really think it's because of a conflict that's been going on, right? I don't know if it was with Nicki. I mean, if it was with Cardi B or someone else, like, because the whole Cardi B thing, when she said, oh yeah, your husband, when you be high and stuff, be stealing your Amex card. Now she's like on alert about it. So now she's looking at charges that may or may not be suspect, but she's making it suspect. And to her, she's like, look, I'm going to go. Anybody can get it. F all y'all. Matter of fact, I'm firing you. All y'all look guilty to me. Yeah. So that's how she feels, right? Because obviously it had to be some truth to it, because there is truth to it. It is, but I don't feel like these people are necessarily thieves because they're upright for me, right? I just got her ready to beat ass and take names and ready to serve and deal out justice, her justice. And you're not going to play with whatever she didn't build. That's how she feels. But I don't see these men, like two particular men, doing to her something dirty upright. One man is honest and he's a little older than the other, has a little bit more mature energy than the other, but the other is with her for his creative pursuits. So I don't know, right? I don't think that doesn't say stealing, but it does say that she was into it and she's in competition and she's in conflict or whatever. But I feel like if she let the conflict go, then she can finally lay down her wand and lay down that stick of justice and see things clear. But here's the problem. Miss Nicki, because that's Nicki Minaj right here, that Sagittarius energy, that fire woman, that Queen of Wands, and that High Priestess in the reverse. I can say she's not listening to her intuition. She does have secret enemies, like frenemies, that when she rubs them the wrong way, they will tell her business. And that's the problem. And she's not paying attention, a lot of times. So she would think that somebody's stealing from her, actually. But, I mean, I remember Remy Ma in the interview after Sheether, when she went, I think she went on Wendy Williams, and she was talking about you got to be careful how you treat people. That goes, you got to be careful how you treat the help, your hairstylist and things like that, how you talk to them, how you do them wrong or do them dirty. She's also in a situation where her house could be up for grabs because she did not go to court for a civil lawsuit. because she treated the help poorly, as in she got her husband to knock the security guard's jaw loose. Okay, so that's treating the help poorly. But she don't want to be. She don't want to atone for those things, right? So what happens is you don't make that right. You leave on a bad note. Then guess what? Those people that you rubbed the wrong way is now your secret enemy, and they're gonna go to people that you don't like and tell your business, right? So that's what that is. So, but however, this is how you create more enemies when you don't know for a fact someone did something and it's under investigation, means that you need not to point people out. Now, she didn't point them out on her story, or what I'm saying, online, but she went and told that to Tasha K. And that's the problem, because then Tasha K pointed and started pointing at people, pointing fingers. So technically, I don't know. It's weird like that. Like, basically rubbing people all the wrong way. It's nothing worse than being called a thief and you're not. It's nothing worse than someone trying to sell your reputation and mess up your business based on their paranoia. It's crazy. So I kind of feel like she needs to slow down with that. And if she did make a police report, let the police and private or whatever investigators get to the bottom of it, and then you go out and point fingers. Don't point fingers at people and they didn't do anything. So I hope she apologizes to people, two people in particular, when everything is all said and done, allegedly, because that'll be messed up, right? So let's see. So let's ask this. And it's self-sabotaging, okay? Ten of Swords in reverse, that is very much so self-sabotaging. But you're wondering why people are spreading your business, because you're treating people bad, right? So let's ask this. Is Kenneth Petty taking her money? Is Kenneth Petty the one taking the Amex card and cashing out on chains and stuff for his friends and the homeboys? Give me the energy of Kenneth Petty. Is Kenneth Petty misappropriating the marital funds? What is he doing? 1, 2, 3. Now, here's my thing, though. I said I was going to talk too much. I just want to do the reading. But here's my issue. People keep saying, oh, that's her husband. Her husband can't steal from her. He ain't got to steal from her. And I'm like, well, spouses steal from spouses. If you have 2 separate bank accounts and your spouse go into your bank account without your permission, they are stealing from you. Okay? They are. I'm married. You have a joint account, but then you have 2 separate accounts, one for you, one for me. You see what I'm saying? Then we have a married joint account. Now, if you're stealing my money from my separate account, well, let me say it right. If you're taking my money from my separate account, that's not the joint account. If you're taking my card while I'm asleep, high, drunk, whatever, then guess what? You're stealing from me. You're stealing from me, right? And vice versa. So, is Kenneth Petty out here stealing from his wifey while she is under the influence? Is he taking that Amex card and like, yeah, her money is my money, her card is my card, let's go play? Is he doing that? 1, excuse me, 2, 3. Is he out here playing with Nicki Minaj's money? Girl, what is this person? Child. Okay. We're going to stop it. We're going to talk about Nicki because Nicki is here. Nicki comes up again and she's going to reverse this time. Right? Then also there's the Empress in the reverse. There's the Judgment card and the Fool in the reverse. So, I think Nicki, and mind you, I did a reading before. about that time she was looking crazy in that bonnet talking. And I was like, can you be talking to her crazy? Can you be saying some stuff to her? But I think that Nicki can be somewhat of a big bitch too. So with the Queen of Wands, what I gather from the Queen of Wands is that right or wrong, they stand on what they feel, right? So they can be all the way wrong, but they're going to make it seem like they're right and stuff. And they're going to sit there and make you feel some type of way, right? And they're going to do it to you in your face. They're going to make you feel the way, right? And what she does to Kenneth Petty, is she do this shit. She get in her ways. She talk her shit. She act the way. He didn't necessarily do anything at the moment, but she did and said whatever she did and said. So as revenge, he does some reckless behaviors. He's a little reckless. And the first thing to come up is the Empress in the reverse. Now, you would think that that was the first card I pulled. This is the back of the deck energy, though. So, the first card I pulled was that. So, this Empress in the reverse, she doesn't act nurturing. Okay, that's for one. She could be someone who can be somebody who doesn't feel like they're abundant. They don't feel like they have it all, even though they do. They don't feel like they're in their divine. Also, they can be considered a hoe. The Empress in the reverse can be considered a hoe. So then I'm thinking, is he using it on hoes? Is he using her money on hoes? Right? Is he misappropriating on hoes? And with this reckless, the fool in the reverse, I think he might be doing it to the hoes. Okay? But it's almost like in spite. To spite Nicki sometimes because of how she acts. He do her. He be out the door. I mean, not do her. He do him. He be out the door sometimes. So I kind of get that from that. So it ain't the niggas that he get. I mean, I don't know. He probably giving them chains and stuff too. But he is spending money on hoes. Chat line hoes, Instagram hoes, round the way hoes, in and out hoes, inside hoes, underground hoes, the hoes, the sluts. Point me to the sluts. Yeah. So he be like, point me to the sluts. That's who he's spending her money on, the sluts. The sluts. And she need to dig a little deeper. But she know it's him. She already did some digging. She know it's him. She been knew it was him. Okay? But she don't care. So she know that he be out here with the sluts, the slot. I'm gonna just say slot machines. Yeah, he be with the slot machines. So let's ask if Nicki Minaj is going through schizophrenia. Now, whole time, Tasha K low key, high key. See, that's why you need to stop talking sometimes. You out there talking on spaces and shit like that, and you talking about, sometimes the doctors misdiagnose you and stuff. The doctors ain't misdiagnosing every goddamn body. Sometimes you really do just got high blood pressure, bitch. Sometimes you do need to stop drinking, bitch. Your liver fucked up. Sometimes maybe you really are diabetic, and maybe you need to quit it and get your life together before you go on dialysis. Sometimes that could be true. Not every single doctor is out here to misdiagnose your ass. I don't understand why people do that. Even with mental health doctors, some of y'all motherfuckers do need pills. You do need a chill pill. And it's okay. Chemical imbalances happen every day, B. You know, not everybody's sane all the time. Sometimes you go through stuff that messes up your brain chemical imbalance, right? Sometimes them neurons up there and shit or whatever, it ain't clicking, right? Whatever. That don't mean that everybody's lying on you. Every doctor's like, yeah, you're crazy. Take 5, 10, 11 pills. No, they probably evaluated her and said, well, you know what? You might need to get on this or this to just even you out, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That don't make you less special, less unique. It doesn't make you less human. It just means that you just need some alignment. That's all. But Tasha K alluded to that on her, Spaces or whatever platform. And so I want to know, is Nicki Minaj really schizophrenic? Does she have a mental illness? And it's all alleged and for insane purposes. I don't know. But let's see. Is she going through a mental health situation? 1, 2, 3. Okay, girl. Okay, you got the Princess of Wands, the Six of Wands in the reverse, and the Six of Swords in the reverse. Okay. And what is Spirit saying? The Chariot is in the reverse. Nicki Minaj is coming to a blockage in her life, right? She's coming to a standstill. She's coming through. She's having something going on with her, right? And I wouldn't even call it all the way, bitch, you need to be in the loony bin. But what I would call it is, I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. What is that, an existential crisis, midlife crisis? Okay. She's coming to a point where she used to be the Princess of Wands, full of this energy, full of this potential and things like that. And she's used to being that way. Okay? She's used to doing all that. She's used to being the apple of the eye. She used to be in the attention, the person who wields the attention. And this reminds me of the Chun-Li era with the two little ponytail buns, Chun-Li. And that's vibrant, right? That's her. That's vibrant. People are looking at her. People are loving on her, right? People are like, this is the new talent. But then now it's like the Six of Wands in the reverse. Upright, people are sitting there praising you and looking at you, even jealous, envious even. You're just on top of the world. But in the reverse, it's the opposite. And now people are criticizing you. And people aren't looking at you the same. And you don't feel victorious like you once did. Almost like you've been knocked off your pedestal, knocked off your horse, right? And you feel like it's something wrong because of that. You've had a reality check in some type of way. And it's bothering you mentally with the Six of Swords in the reverse. You cannot mentally go from a place of chaos to a place of peace. You can't move on from it. You're stuck on it. And you're living in that because guess what? It's traumatic for her to experience that type of transition. So she's going through this crisis and she wants to she wants to be back in the driver's seat. She wants to take control, but she can't. And she's off course in a way. The Chariot's in the reverse. It's blockages. And sometimes you try to manhandle stuff and you can't, right? So she does need to talk to somebody, and it is bothering her, and she is driving herself crazy about it, and she might even be depressed. So she does need to talk to people. So if they subscribed her a medication to help her get from that place of chaos to a place of peace, then hey, have at it. Why not? Why not help yourself? Don't hurt yourself. Help yourself. So I don't see anything wrong with being subscribed, anything for any type of mental thing. And it was all about getting her balance. And that's okay. It's all about trying to be balanced. So you can keep being the person that you want to be, so you can stay being that independent woman like you want. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't see anything wrong with that. She needs help. She needs help moving on from that. Like, y'all know it. Y'all see it. She can't. That's why she's acting the way she's acting. She can't move on. And to be honest, moving on doesn't mean being forgotten. You move on to bigger and better things. You're in a different transition in your life, and you're supposed to be transitioning to stuff better, metamorphosing, whatever the case may be. But she don't want to do all that. And that's her crisis, right? So that's what I'm getting from that. So what is Tasha K's purpose? What is the purpose of Tasha K even saying all this stuff? Why is Nicki Minaj trying to make her be? It's okay. Is Nicki Minaj truly trying to get Tasha K to be her mouthpiece? What is going on? What is the purpose? Like, I know Tasha K is doing it because, it's clout and things like that, and she doesn't like Cardi B. Nicki doesn't like Cardi B. Let's all form together like Voltron, things like that, yada, yada, yada. But why is Nicki Minaj? What's going on between Tasha K and Nicki Minaj? Why is she? What is Nicki's purpose with Tasha K? 1, 2, 3. To spread lies and confusion and keeping the argument, the chaos going. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So Tasha K needs money, and it's a money grab for her. And then Nick is miserable. So, hey. And that's to keep people in the blind and to keep a narrative and to only create the narrative that you want to see and keep people from not looking at the obvious, And it's a woe is me thing. Everybody's after me. It's their fault. It's Rock Nation's fault. It's witchcraft. It's Cardi B on why things happen to me and only me. Don't you see? Let me tell Tasha K so she can spread this bullshit. No, it's not their fault. It's your fault. Yeah, that's what all that is. So then let me see. I asked all those questions. And is she ever going to actually go ahead on and sue Jay-Z? What's the point of sitting here being online talking about shit? If somebody won't pay my millions towards me, I don't care if I'm a millionaire or billionaire. If you owe me millions of dollars, you going to pay me. We're going to court. So what is the problem? Why can't she just go ahead and want to sue him? So give me the energy of that. Is she ever going to sue Rock Nation or Jay-Z? Like, what is going on? 1, 2, 3. The Tower card. Something's going up. Confusion card. Justice is in the reverse. And 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so suing somebody. First of all, it's too much confusion. She's causing confusion. And she does things the way she always does it, and then boom, it blows up in her face too. It's an injustice right here. So the justice is inward. That means that it won't go in her favor. Okay, so it could happen. She could try to sue, but it's going to cause more questions than answers. Her fans are going to be asking her, oh, well, you said this. Well, why is this? But it won't go in her favor. So Spirit is really just saying, like, stop having this imposter outsider syndrome, because I do feel like, because you can get help, okay? You don't have to be alone. Right? Go ahead and talk to that man. Go ahead and call that man. And have a real conversation. Talk to his wife too. Whatever. And be like, look, I feel like you did this to me because I really do feel that way. And come there sincere and see if he, yeah, but it's not gonna be like that. They're gonna go to court and we're gonna leave more confused than feeling like Nicki's right. That's how it feels to me. So it's some stuff that Nicki's not telling y'all about why she's not getting any money. But she might take him to court, and it's a bunch of trumped up confusion with it. So, in a mess, because then you're going to have people like, yeah, down the Rock Nation. It's all Rock Nation's fault. Rock Nation, Rock Nation. You know, things like that. And witchcraft. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. How y'all like that reading real quick? I did it, y'all. And I'll be back for another reading. I'll probably do another one in the morning. Y'all tell me how y'all like this one. I love y'all for real. And I am gone, y'all. Peace.